So right now I'm gonna, safety first. We got COVID, so I'm gonna put some tape on my mask so that my safety glasses do not fog up. The tape is placed on the top of the mask, folded inward on both sides of the nose so that it blocks your breath from going upwards and fogging up your safety glasses. Fold the tape over the crown of the nose, around your ears, just like that. With the safety glasses on, you can see that my breath, I can breathe as hard as I want and it doesn't fog up my safety glasses. So there's no excuse not to wear your safety glasses. So now that that's taken care of, we're going to today work on detailing a plate for wood framing. Tools that are going to be needed: a measuring device, a speed square, a Sharpie so we can clearly indicate for others. This is going to be our plans right here. This is your project that you're going to be doing. The wall that we're going to be doing, we're going to focus on is this exterior through wall right here. Okay, exterior through wall. Butt walls are going to be different, but this is a through wall. So overall, looking at our plans right here, from framing to framing, we have 16 feet. It's the overall dimension of our material that we're going to need. It's the overall length. So that's the first step we want to do, is pick two boards, our top plate and our bottom plate. We need to double check that they are in fact 16 feet. If you don't know, a brand new 2x4 by 16 foot is not 16 feet. So this particular one has been cut to 16 feet. A brand new 2x4 by 16 is about 16 foot 1 inch. Okay? So this is my top and bottom plate. And I'm going to tack them together with 8-penny nails, something that I can take apart relatively easy. So I have this end nice and flush, tacked together with one nail in the middle, making it flush, tacking together, one more nail at the other end. Okay. So now, I take this plate, roll it on its edge, just like this. All my marks are going to be right here on this edge. Okay. Come back and look at our plans. I have my plate facing exactly how this is drawn on the plans. So what I have here, I have a partition, 8'5" 3/4" from edge to edge. I also have a window here, W03, and then the ends. I got to remember the ends have California corners. So when detailing a plate, the first step that you do is you detail out your window. So in this particular case, W03, I need to know what size window that is. Go to my window schedule. W03, it is a 4030 window, which means it is 4 foot 0 inches wide, 3 foot 0 inches tall. Also, this gives us a rough opening, 48 inches by 36 inches. That is, the rough opening is the size of the window. The window itself is a little bit smaller to fit into the opening. 48 inches wide. Okay, coming back to my floor plan. Okay, from one edge to to the center of the window is 3 foot 10. So I'm going to come over here to this end. I'm going to measure over 3 foot 10 inches. Make a mark with the C. Center line. That's what that means. Okay? The window is 4 foot wide. This mark is the center of the window. So I need to mark half of 4 foot. That is 2 foot on this way. Two foot this way, or if I held 2 foot, it'd be 4 foot. So I know it's 4 foot. Okay? That mark right there is the edge of your rough opening. Next is your trimmer. Your trimmer, top and bottom, you're marking both. Okay? 1.5 inches over, because I'm using a 2x4. 1.5 inches over, I have a king stud. King stud. Marking top and bottom. Do not ever put your trimmer on this side. You would in fact make your rough opening smaller. We're not trying to make it smaller. We need to maintain that 4 foot width. Okay? I'm going to take this mark, scribe it on both sides. Trimmer, trimmer. My window is on this side. Okay? Also, marking where my king studs go. King stud and king stud. The way I frame, I also put a cripple underneath the sill, and I put a cripple above the header. So I have cripples above and below. Not everybody frames it that way, but I do. Cripple, cripple. Okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my studs. On the set of plans, I got to double check what's my stud spacing. So I'm going to come here. Looking at number 1, you'll see here that the wall spacing is with a 2x4 at 92 5/8 inch studs at 24 inch on center. So what that means, all of my studs are 24 inches on center. Okay? I'm going to always start off with a stud. Stud and a stud. Okay? I'm going to mark 1.5 inches. I mark that 1.5 inches because this is a through wall. Through wall gets a California corner. California corner. Okay? Next, I'm going to mark my first stud, which happens to be at 24 inches, and that is inside my windows. Okay? I'm going to mark 23 1/4. Okay? And I'm going to mark the other side as well. That 23 1/4, since it's in the window, it's going to be a cripple above and below. That's where my sheathing is going to center on. The center of that is 24 on center. That's what we're after. The next one, 2 foot, 4 foot, right here. I subtract 3/4 inch because I'm hooking the end, and I'm going to put a C and a C. My cripples above and below. I am marking the edge of the 2x4 cripple. The center of it is right here. Keeping going. I noticed right here I have a king stud right on my center. I don't need to add another stud. That king stud becomes my stud. Okay, for sheathing. At 8 foot, I got an X, and an X. Keep going. Back my 3/4 because I'm hooking the end. X, X, and I'll come back and scribe that line across. 12, 14, X, X, and then my last one, I'm there at the end. So I'm going to put an X, and an X, and over 1.5 inches. I'll square that over. So that reminds me, I get a California corner. Okay. Marking my lines. Everything I do here, I have to plan on that somebody else me can put studs in between these. Okay. Here. And the others are done. Okay. Now let's go back to the set of plans and review, see what we're missing. I got the window, California corners, I got all my studs. Now what's left is right here. Okay, in this particular case, I'm gonna put a channel in here. 8 foot 5 3/4 is to my edge. That's measuring from this side. Yeah. 8 foot 5 3/4 right here. Okay, that's the edge. I'm gonna put a stud on this side, squaring across. Stud here. And if it is a partition that is 3.5 inches, mark 3.5, like this, stud and stud. That takes care of my interior partition. All right, in addition to a channel blocking for an interior partition, and nowadays with grain buildings, energy efficiency, it's more common to do a 2-stud method. 2-stud method is measuring over that same distance, 8 foot 5 3/4 inch to this edge, making your X's and making a line here indicating a 2x6 blocking. Okay. Nothing here, nothing here. The other thing to do, keep in mind, somebody else is going to come back on the top, marking over your X's, 2x6 on the flat, on the top. So they know, since this is the top plate, this is the bottom plate, on the bottom, it's going to be the 2x6 flat. So when you tip it up, it's going to be backing for your interior partition.
A third option for the partition backing is ladder blocking. Here you'll see measuring over the 8 foot 5 3/4 inch, marking to see where that's located. And indicating which sign that ladder blocking is going to be on. And here I added another stud. We're going to say it's on the same 2 foot on center spacing. It's your standard studs in between. In between this mark that you're going to mark on top and bottom plate, there's your standard stud, you get ladder blocking in between. Here I'm going to indicate the type of ladder balking, which is a 2x4 at 16" on center, laying flat towards the inside partition.